Today we're heading back into Modern Warfare Zombies and we're taking a look at a pistol that I used a lot, I do believe, during the end of Season 2, maybe even Season 3. This thing is definitely a little monster and one of the best pistols to use in the game. Of course, I'm talking about the X13 full auto pistol from Modern Warfare 2. The main attachment when looking at this gun that you guys are going to want to focus on is the impact point barrel, which is going to turn this thing into more of like a little SMG. Not only are we going to be doing a bunch of testing on this thing on some HVTs in the second tier zone, red tier zone, but then we're also going to be going into the Season 2 Reloaded Dark Aether. This pistol is definitely one that I don't think you guys should sleep on here in Season 4 because it's still just destroying everything. With that, welcome on back to the channel, everybody. If y'all don't know, my name is Ghost. I appreciate everybody that stops by the video today. If you're into zombies content or anything Call of Duty, rock the hell out of that like button for me and subscribe to the channel, guys. Getting so much closer to that 20,000 subscriber goal. We are right there. Sincerely, I cannot thank you guys enough for all the crazy support lately. Can't wait to get into everything about this loadout and this run after a brief word from today's sponsor. If you guys want to unlock the new Mark of the Survivor camo, or possibly even any of those get higher camos here in Modern Warfare 3, and you really just don't have the time to put in to get these challenges done, well then be sure to check out Midge Cactus. They're the biggest and most reliable sellers with heaps of brand new offerings for MW3 with completely safe and legitimate services for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. And with all the great reviews on Trustpilot, you guys should definitely check them out. Be sure to use code REALG for 5% off your entire order for a limited time only. If you guys have been around the channel for a little while, you'd know I rocked this thing for a little while as one of my main weapons. I absolutely love this pistol. It has been a little while since I've picked it up, and I was seeing some comments and hearing some rumors floating around that this thing is still absolutely just shredding in Modern Warfare Zombies, so we're back in here today to test it out. Of course, we did bring in a mag of holding to throw on this thing, because if I do remember correctly, this is one of the weapons that really suffers without it. That is just one little thing to think about if you guys are considering rocking this thing. I would just say that mag of holding is kind of a necessity. Now, can this thing shred without mag of holding? I mean, yes it can. The power is still there, but having to reload a lot, especially with how fast that this thing shoots, it can get a little bit tedious and annoying. The thing that I would very highly recommend with how fast that this thing shoots, put on the 50 round drum, because even with mag holding, you're only going to be holding 600 rounds, and like I said, you're going to be looking for ammo caches and from just ammo from killed zombies a lot. Really on the plus side with this X13 is it absolutely melts through all of these zombies in the red tier zone with an epic ether tool, and if you got legendary, you're going to be doing even better. Right off the bat, the way that we handled those HVTs, I was like, yep, I already knew the power behind these things is definitely still there. You're coming inside of the red tier zone and just melting a mega abomination really quickly. I got an HVT and we got another mega abomination, but this HVT decided to put up a little bit more of a fight. But all things considered, this X13 actually put that HVT mega down really quickly. I'm gonna take on another non-HVT mega here just to show you guys how fast this thing can actually melt through these guys. And this is just my favorite spot to really kill these mega abominations, and it's really easy. You just hop on top of this little roof right here, and they're just at that perfect distance to take these guys out. Plus, for me, this is the easiest mega to get to spawn in. There is a couple of tricks that you can do to actually get this mega abomination to spawn in if he's not standing here. One of the first ways that I'm pretty sure a lot of people know about is that if you drive a vehicle up to the gates, there is a good possibility that he's going to spawn in. One of the things that I figured out a long time ago, and I'm not sure how this exactly works, but somehow there is something tied to the ladders. Like whenever I climb up the ladders on the buildings that are very close to this spawn point, get about 3/4 of the way up the ladder up the building, and once I hit that mark, I'll actually hear them spawning. Honestly, I bet you there's all sorts of triggers in this game that actually causes them to spawn in. I just think this is one of them. Now with the HVT that we got on the Mangler, he did get a few punches in my face, but we were able to kill him pretty quickly. Especially for a solo player just running around, this gun actually handles those red zone HVTs pretty damn nicely. Yes, now we are back inside of the Season 2 Reloaded Elder Dark Aether, and we're taking on the HVT here. I did set down a sentry gun just to help me out a little bit. The zombie spawns inside of this Dark Aether lately, for some reason, have just been absolutely crazy. Almost kind of reminded me of the Season 3 Reloaded Dark Aether. As I'm not kidding, I got an HVT on a Disciple the other day, and I ended up going down like 3 times just because of the sheer amount of zombies that were just surrounding me. I don't know why. I find that Disciple HVT that spawns in here, well, at least inside of the Elder anyway, that guy is hard as hell. For me personally, I can usually put down the HVT Mega in here way easier than I can that guy. Of course, if you bring in a Jug suit, then that might be a little bit different. Then those just absolutely delete that HVT Disciple almost immediately. Like seriously, almost so fast it almost kind of feels like a waste. I find that most of the guns that we have in here, even the really good ones like the overpowered meta weapons, really have a hard time taking down that Disciple. Know down in the comment section what you guys think is harder. Do you think that getting the Mega Abomination here in the Elder is harder, or do you think that getting the HVT Disciple is harder? I do have another video that I wanted to put out that was actually going to be on the Fennec. I actually did did that before I filmed this one. It's just I did this run actually right after that one, and I wanted to get this video out. Upon using the Fennec, my overall impressions of that gun was, you know, it does really well when it comes to just handling zombies. Like if you want to be in the red tier zone and do like the Outlast contract, possibly even the weapon raid stash contract, like those will all go over really easily because all you really have to do is kill zombies, and that's what the Fennec was really good at. The one thing I do have to say I think where it struggled a little bit was killing bosses and like HVTs. I would get the job done, it was just a little bit slower than I would prefer it to be. We're able to complete the Elder Dark Aether with the Fennec, but I will admit we did have the help of a jug suit. The Outlast contract and everything else, they all went over really well. Just notice when a weapon kind of struggles with taking on either bosses or HVTs and whatnot, that's where people kind of like to distance themselves from those weapons a bit. Yes, I did give the Fennec the absolute fair shot. I made it absolutely as powerful as I could. I put on a legendary Aether tool, we got a flawless crystal on the thing, I even threw on a maga holding. It was decent and it got the job done, and I have to say I had a little bit of fun using it, but at the same time I have a feeling if a lot of other people are going to try out this weapon, they're going to be like, yeah, I'd rather use something else. I am really glad that immediately after that run I decided to check out this X13 because this thing actually blew me away just a little bit. Not only was this thing handling all of the zombies just as fast as the Fennec, but it was also just melting through bosses. Using both the weapons back to back, I gotta say there was definitely a clear winner here. Yes, I know there might be some people out there that absolutely love the Fennec, and I'm sorry. The gun was decent, but it was just that. It was just decent. It wasn't really that great. Overall, this X13 has so many pros to it that I absolutely love this thing. I mean, it is incredibly snappy. The movement on it is excellent because it is a pistol. It's one of those weapons where you really don't have to sacrifice like your mobility for the power or anything, and actually this thing has more power behind it than a lot of the SMGs do. So I would say just these two things. If you guys do plan on rocking this thing, and I would say if you have either a epic or a legendary Aether tool to throw on here plus a maga holding, you definitely got yourself one of the most deadly guns in the game on your hands, but that is a little bit of a con on the thing because you do have to have some of the better stuff to throw on it. I really do gotta say, if you guys are looking for maybe a new loadout to rock here in season 4, this is definitely a good one to check out. Or hell, maybe if you guys are still grinding out camos for like the bioluminescent or something, this is one you guys are really gonna want to check out. Again, I appreciate everybody that took the time out to check out the video. It truly does mean the world to me. Thank you guys very much. Honestly can't believe with how late in the life cycle that this game is, how much the community is still coming together and just supporting, you know, small creators like myself, Donuts, Spazo, like all the upcoming zombie creators. I've mentioned this before, but it was kind of nice that a lot of like the larger zombie creators kind of took a back seat this year. Trust me, I'm right there with you guys. I love hearing a good old, hi guys, Mr. Raffle Waffles here. Sorry for my terrible Mr. Raffle Waffles impression, but it's just nice to see some new faces in the zombies community that are finally getting some time to shine. It's just really cool. But with that, thank you guys again all so very much. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch you in the next one.